I'm sure that you can give everybody a little bit of insight into going about this process of strengths and weaknesses with a little bit more of a sense of ease.
It's really important that we're intentional about finding the things that refuel our energy. And some of that we need to do on our own, be really intentional about taking vacation, taking time off, setting boundaries in our day, especially now when many of us are working at home. But the fun part is a great way of also making sure that you're keeping that fueled up. Yes, work is serious, and yes, our workplaces won't survive if we're not seriously making money. But I think that that refueling energy fun is certainly an important way to do that.
How often do you come across people that they have perceived weaknesses that aren't really true to their weaknesses, but they're letting fear encroach upon them, and now they think they can't do something because they're afraid to try it?
Great question. The answer is very often. It's one of the first things I ask my coaching clients. I'm not good at this. And I say, well, how true is that? We have stories we tell ourselves. So what's the story you're telling yourself? We all have this thing called negative self-talk. We're programmed for negativity. It's our survival. It's neuroscience. Back in the caveman days, if we were under attack, we had to look for negativity to survive. Mm-hmm. And so our brains are still pretty primitive, and we're still looking for their survival. Those might be strengths, those might be more accomplishments, but there's too much hard stuff right now to not slow down and celebrate. And going back to your first question, Paul, that's part of the fun stuff as well.
So in other words, you're saying that if I say something embarrassing, I can just blame it on my primitive brain?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. Yes. That's your new excuse. Yeah.
That's my nugget for today. I don't know about you, Glenn.
Right.
There you
right.
go.
That's my nugget.
The caveman made me do it.
We don't typically come in front of professional poker players that are good at hiding what they're thinking and what they're saying. So by watching the body language, by listening not just to what they say, but how they say it, I think, and that's what I try to talk to people about in the sales arena, is if you do that well, whomever you're speaking with will give you everything you need to provide a solution for them if you have a solution that fits their needs. It's just taking the time to listen and understand and asking the right questions to know what they need, and then you can provide a solution.
When it comes to giving a presentation, many of my clients say they enjoy the Q&A after. So here you're getting a whammy on both sides, because you don't want to be totally responsible for moving everything forward without any real interaction except for your audience to be listening. And you do look forward to the Q&A, but the Q&A has a couple of potholes that you have to avoid as well, emotional potholes.
We tend to define ourselves by the hard stuff. And so if you're in a big presentation and you get that one question that hits you in the gut and you don't know the answer, but the rest of the presentation, so 57 minutes has gone amazingly well, and those last 3, you couldn't answer that one question. Again, you know it's going to keep that person up at night.
Yeah, I've had that conversation. I can't tell you how many times over the last 20 years. And I think it's a simple response. And once people hear it, they're like, oh, okay. You know, you're not perfect. You're not an encyclopedia. I've never, ever in all my life had a time when a client was upset when I said, you know, I'm not quite sure on that. Can I get back to you tomorrow? You know, then you appear more human, you know what? And then you can kind of, you know, bring yourself maybe back down to the level of the people you're talking to instead of trying to position yourself above them. And I think they relate a lot better with that.